GAC Sports Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Great American Conference.
An absolutely beautiful day here in North Little Rock, Arkansas, just prior to noon as the 2024 Great American Conference Baseball Championship is set to get underway. And for the second time in the history of the league, we have the top two seeds meeting for the championship here at our final site. It is a very good day here in North Little Rock. I'm Joey McWilliams along with Blake Smith. Sam Roop is with us as well, and we are ready for baseball today. It's been a great tournament. We've seen great pitching. We've seen hitting, timely hitting, and we're here today at the championship.
You always want to see your top two seeds play for a chance at a championship, and we've just been fortunate enough to get that today. Both these teams have fought through 2 days of baseball, and it's fixing to be a really fun championship game.
Arkansas Tech and Monticello meeting for this championship. As we've seen runs go beyond. Met a little bit earlier. That was on Friday. As Monticello took care of business against Southern Arkansas and then dispatched Harding to make it to this championship game. Arkansas Tech took a little bit of a longer route to get here, as Tech didn't put as many runs on the board as they needed to on Thursday and went straight to the elimination portion of the bracket. But from there on, it was Arkansas Tech with wins over perennial favorite Southern Arkansas, and then the rivalry game against Harding last night. The sixth time these two teams have met this season, and this one going to Arkansas Tech, bringing us to the championship and where we are today. Sam Roop is with us as well today here in North Little Rock at Dickey-Stephens Park. And Sam, it has gotten prettier every single day.
Yes, it has been an amazing weekend, amazing weather right now, not a cloud in sight, the flag waving a little bit to the outfield, but that's okay. Listen, there is a bunch of fans here. I know you can't see them all right now. They're trying to find some shade in this bright sun out here. So we're just trying to stay cool. But again, beautiful day. We did have a Dizzy spotting under here. He's staying very cool underneath the shade, and he's loving it. I'm loving it. So guys, back to you.
We do have a Dizzy spotting even up here in the booth. We'll talk a little bit more about Dizzy here as one of the heroes of Dickey-Stephens Park. In the meantime, Arkansas Tech, the Wonder Boys, the number 2 seed in the tournament. One of 3 co-champions, Marcos Cabranes, Grant Jones, and Logan Schwenke set to bat. One of 3 co-champions in the regular season in the Great American Conference this season. 37-17. The Wonder Boys come into this matchup with Monticello today. 23-10 in GAC play. Monticello has Maxim Marakovich on the mound, and our first pitch underway. It's a ball, and we are at 11:56 according to the Timex on the scoreboard in Dickey-Stephens Park. 11:56 a.m. Arkansas Daylight Time. 2 balls offered from Marakovich. He comes in today, making his 15th appearance and all 15 starts. The number 3 pitcher for Monticello, as the Bull Weevils, staying in the winner's portion of the bracket, haven't had to expend as many arms, but Marakovich in 4 pitches allows Marcos Cabranes to take first base. Cabranes hitting .251 on the year, and that is his 35th walk, and he does it in 4 pitches. Grant Jones on the way now, as well as Logan Schwenke. You see the outfield behind Marakovich. Poppy catching. Cancilla on first. And a strong outfield.
Finally, a strike thrown there by Marakovich. He's got to get himself back into this one. 3-6 with a 6.43, but he has thrown 2 complete games. The Weevils would love him to go the distance today.
Put outside, 1-1 now the count. Grant Jones hitting .304 for Arkansas Tech coming in today. 48 hits, 158 at-bats. Has 25 RBI to his credit. Another thing about these two teams, they are among the leaders in the Great American Conference in on-base percentage. Monticello third, 399, and Tech 398, just below that in fourth in the GAC. As Jones on base percentage 405. And foul that one back, 2-2 now the count.
A lot of pitches thrown early here by Marakovich. I understand he's got a specific path he wants to take against these Arkansas Tech hitters, but at some point you've really just got to go and start throwing strikes and trust that defense as we've seen all week.
Jones thought about that one, thinks better of it. Count goes full. Runner on first, and the count is 3-2. Jones, a junior from Little Rock. Coach Dawson said these players are happy to get to play on this field. That one 2 hops right up the middle. The toss over to second is in time. Nice work by Cripps with the toss over to Garrett.
Not an easy play to make, kind of a slow developing ball in the middle, a big hop. Cabronis got a great lead, but good job by Cripps to flip that one over to Garrett.
So that brings up Logan Schwenke. Schwenke comes in hitting .308. It's been a solid tournament for him. Watch that, called for a strike. Schwenke, a redshirt senior from Chandler, Arizona. A little bit earlier this week, Sam had an opportunity to visit with his mom, who has been here to watch him through the tournament this weekend.
Going to be an all hands on deck day for both teams. You've got to think the way starting pitchers have thrown this week that you're going to have a lot of coaches trust them to do as much as they can.
Such a valid point too, Blake, to that point. We have seen every single starting pitcher go 6 innings at least through 5 games. And I cannot recall a tournament in the GAC in which I have seen that prior. I mean, you have brought in GAC pitchers of the year that have faltered when it came time to tournament time, and just really have not seen that. Now, granted, as the games have gone on, I mean, we saw Southern Arkansas, I think, throw out 5 over the course of the afternoon yesterday afternoon, and they've not been afraid to go to the bullpen and face a couple of batters and go to the next one. But the starting pitchers have really been able to do their part and save the arms as much as they can for these teams.
Marakovich going to have to find the zone. He's got to get consistent with his mechanics. I think that's the difference here. He's trying to pitch instead of just playing catch. And that's one of those old adages, just play catch with your catcher. Don't worry about anything else.
Full count, swing and a miss. The throw to second is not going to be in time. Schwenke will take a seat. First strikeout of the afternoon for Marakovich. And a runner on second, though, as he does advance on the steal.
Got the strikeout he needed. Now 2 outs, man in scoring position. A base hit will probably score him. A great jump there by Jones, and he's got good closing speed already. His 14th stolen base of the season. Not his first in the tournament. Arkansas Tech, as we've seen this week, very active on the base paths. They're going to stick with what brought them to the dance.
Grant Jones' brother Nick now batting, the senior, as you might imagine, also from Little Rock. Played his high school ball at Baptist Prep. Nick Jones batting 4th, hitting .314 on the year. 54 hits and 172 at bats. He has 39 RBI as well. Jones watches that one outside. 3 balls.
Fastball missing high and arm side. It's a mechanical issue. Let go of it too early. Got to finish down even on the fastball.
Marakovich, 3-6 record on the year. Pitched 63 innings. Given up 60 hits, 49 runs, 45 of them earned. And with the walk a little bit earlier, he's walked 30 now on the season, and the strikeout a little bit earlier has now struck out 58. That one lined into left, and the runner will go. The throw home is not in time. Nick Jones with the RBI single, and he sends home his brother. 1 run on the board for Arkansas Tech on that RBI single to left.
And you saw Dave Dawson's arm start winding there at third base. He was going to send Jones all the way. Great piece of opposite field hitting by Nick Jones, and he's got the RBI, and the Wonder Boys again strike early.
Yeah, that was a no doubt. Grant Jones had the go-ahead pretty much from the moment that ball left the bat. That brings up Christian Olea. Olea, the catcher, a junior, hitting .318 on the year. Olea coming from Tucson, Arizona, and makes his way to Russellville by way of Cochise Community College. A little high. 1-1 now the count.
We talked yesterday about effective wildness, Joey, and Marakovich kind of having that instance. He's only walked 29 guys this year, but he's also hit 11 and thrown 6 wild pitches. He's really going to have to get settled in here.
Cut at that one, swing and a miss, a little bit behind it, and that's strike 2, 1-2 now the count.
That'll do it. To a 2-strike count. Now you can try to play around a little bit, or you can go right after the batter.
A little bit of a lead for Jones. And the Tech crowd not particularly pleased with that call. Fans from both universities here. Lots of green here in Dickey-Stephens Park today. And as Sam mentioned, most of the fans trying to find some shade. Little dribbler up the middle. The toss to first is in time. 1 run on the board, though. 1 hit. It's an RBI single off the bat of Nick Jones, and 1 left on base. We're through the top half of the first inning, and we will see Monticello bat when we come back.
Hey, Future Readies. Are you interested in a career in business? Henderson State University offers bachelor's and master's degrees in business administration and certificates in analytics, marketing and communications, and nonprofit management. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
SWASU has been saying that the focus is you for 20 years. Now that I'm here, I know my voice matters.
It's a true home away from home where the professors really do put the focus on me and my dreams.
At SWASU, it feels like they are cheering me on with so many ways to get involved, like social clubs,
sports, quality academics, and great people who care about your success. For real, the focus is on you.
Open the door to your future at SWASU. Go Dogs!
SWASU, the focus is you.
Beautiful sight here from Dickey-Stephens Park. That one of the many walkways across the Arkansas River. Talked about that with you, Blake, over the course of the last 3 days. I mean, there are many. If you want to walk across the Arkansas River, just come to Little Rock. You're gonna have a place to do it, and it's generally going to look pretty. The Boll Weevils coming to bat now for the first time this afternoon. It'll be Hawthorne, Tanner, and Wolf due up here now in the bottom of the first, and the Boll Weevils will be facing Mason Willis on the mound. There's another one of those for alliteration purposes. Mason on the mound today. We're going to have a great podcast when this is all said and done. If you've been watching throughout the weekend, we appreciate you being a part of the GAC Sports Network. Willis comes in with a 3-1 record. He's making his 12th appearance of the year, and this will be his 5th start. 29 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 45 hits and 26 runs, 19 of those earned. Struck out 21 and walked 6. Opponent's batting average, .341. He has an ERA of 5.76. And Blake, you're going a little bit deeper now into the staff for Arkansas Tech as this is game 4 of this weekend.
Really the only problem you have with playing that extra game is you have to go to a midweek starter or a bullpen guy, and Willis has been a little of both. We've got to see. He is giving up an opposing batting average of .341. Most recent outing was back on April 23rd, the midweek against Union. 4 innings, 6 runs, 8 hits, a couple strikeouts and a walk.
Hawthorne fouls that one back. Mason Willis, the junior from Meridian, Mississippi, makes his way to Russellville by way of East Central Community College. Not to be confused with East Central University in Ada, member of the Great American Conference. I don't think anyone was confused, Blake, but just didn't want to allow it.
It's better to clarify and leave no doubt.
Swing and a miss there. I'm sure there are folks in Durant who would tease and say East Central is a community college. That community college up the road in Ada, but I'm not one of those people. 2-2 now the count as Hawthorne batting.
Willis's best outing of the conference season. 2 innings against Southwestern Oklahoma, only 1 hit allowed, a walk and a strikeout. He has seen this UAM team twice before. He's gone an inning and a third and an inning. Given up several hits, but did not allow the Bull Weevils to score but 1 run across 2 appearances.
So the count full here for Hawthorne. We saw a couple of full counts in the top half of the inning. Batters right now patient as Hawthorne will send that into left center. It's going to drift more toward left, and that's where Shane Poe is able to make the catch. He collects that, and 1 down here for the Bull Weevils in the bottom of the first.
Even with the wind blowing out, that's not going to be able to carry a ball opposite field power in this pitcher's park. We take a look at Arkansas Tech's defensive alignment. Really going to have to get this weather to heat up about 10 or 15 degrees to get that humidity up to where that ball will carry.
You saw Poe there in left field. Jones has done a fantastic job there patrolling center field. Cole Dawson has been called upon at his position in short over the course of previous 3 games here at this final site. Camden Tanner, a freshman, hitting .409 coming in. And we'll talk about some of the conference honors that have been announced a little bit earlier this week, and among those Camden Tanner, the freshman of the year in the GAC. 74 hits and 181 at bats, accounting for that .409 batting average, as that one is fouled away. Count remains at 0-2. Tanner, a .507 on base percentage. Blake, that's just that's a big number.
It is a big number. If you look at the slug, he's slugging over 700. So you talk about OPS, which is, in my opinion, is one of the best analytic stats. It's your on-base percentage plus your slugging percentage. The major league average is 800. Tanner, by comparison, is hitting over 1,200. So he has had a great year at the plate.
Tanner, 1 hop to second. Cabranes is there. The throw is in time, and 2 down now here in the bottom of the first.
Right into the shift. Tech's defense had it played perfectly. 3 infielders on the right side of the second base bag of the pull side, and that one right on a hop, exactly where Dawson, the shortstop, stood.
You mentioned you don't think it's going to be, people aren't going to be going opposite field, and to that point, let's bring in Kirk Wolf, the junior. He's hitting .306 for Monticello this season. But a batter, like Tanner, he might be able to pull it into that right field porch, even with the wind not in the favor of those who want to go to right.
We've seen 1 home run pulled to that side. This tournament, Colton Doyle of Harding went deep yesterday. We've seen 1 home run ball pulled out to left or right center, a little more down the right field line, but a couple of home runs in a big park this week.
Wolf will foul that one back into the netting. 2-2 the count. What we haven't seen is what we expected to not see. We haven't seen anyone go straightaway center. We saw one last night that went pretty deep, but it was still short of the warning track. And that's a 400 straightaway center as well, so you might imagine that one's going to be a challenge.
It's going to have to be a combination of the right hitter and a pitch that has enough speed on it. You get that bat head through, that ball's going to have to come off the bat 105, 106 just to have enough carrying power even with the wind today.
Wolf, that one's on the ground, and Dawson can't get to it quickly enough. The junior from Martinez, California is going to reach. So 2 outs now and a runner on first. Chaz Poppy now batting for Monticello. We wait the official word on the previous at bat. Poppy, a junior, hitting .310.
That's going to be a tough one for Daniel Gallegos to score. He looked at me, I gave him my opinion, and he kind of gave me the Michael Jordan shrug.
Well, Dawson, whatever it's scored, we'll find out a little bit later. He's able to recover, step back, and that one high, but kept up long enough for Dawson to get under it. We do have one runner left on base. We'll see if it's a hit or not. No runs were scored meanwhile, and with one complete, the visitors on the scoreboard. Arkansas Tech up by a run.
If you're not at home, where else would you be? Not the kind of home you're familiar with, but the kind that helps you become them. Or them. The kind where you become a part of a community that builds you up. A community that doesn't just give you the answers, but helps you discover them for yourself. Home is where the mule riders are. When you're a mule rider, you're not walking down a predetermined trail. You're blazing your own. The world is full of unsettled questions with so much to explore. Enter it with full reins of knowing who you are, where you come from, and what ignites your flame. Here at home, you have no limits. Reach for the stars and don't stop there. As a mule rider, you decide what's possible. Stop imagining what you could do and do it here. Think bigger. Think faster. Let's ride. Don't worry, you're not far from home. Because home is where the mule riders are.
Maxim Murakovic on the mound. Now see, that's almost that's probably the double billing alliteration I was looking for. Maxim Murakovic on the mound here for Monticello, and we'll just take it a step further here. A great day at Dickey Stevens Park, GAC championship game. Monticello in the winners bracket portion as Tech has come up from the elimination side. And Monticello with a win today will win it outright, the tournament championship. If Tech is able to get the victory today here in this game, there will be an if necessary game played, Game 7. That's a little bit later on today, and we encourage you, if that happens, please stick around. That'll be a lot of baseball at a great baseball park. Now batting for Arkansas Tech is Keaton Rinaldo. It's going to be Rinaldo, Bard, and Poe. Rinaldo checks into this one hitting .390. And that one on the ground. Garrett fields it and throws in time. One down for Arkansas Tech. Sam, we've had a chance to visit with both of these coaches over the course of this week, but getting ready for today's game, tell us a little bit about what you see.
Having a phenomenal afternoon, coming in, winning their second game, and then coming back yesterday evening and winning really big. So we can kind of see the momentum building, and we see it so far in the game. I know it's very early, as we saw throughout the weekend, just very early to call anything with the leads. But I spoke just very briefly with Coach Harvey from UAM, and he says that they're sitting in a good spot right now, which I totally agree, coming in with all wins throughout the weekend. So we can definitely see momentum from both teams just really wanting to win this first game.
Thank you, Sam. And you know, for Tech to put a run up early, that builds on what they did yesterday. They didn't score on Thursday, actually 5-1 on that game on Thursday against Harding, but they were able to put runs on the board in both of their games early on, and to build off that, to Sam's point.
You have to find ways to score at this point because you know you're going to be facing good pitchers that have seen you at least once, if not multiple times over the course of the year. You know exactly what you've got to do, what your approach has to be at the plate.
And Bard gets that well up the barrel of the bat. The throw to first is going to be in time as Cripps aggressively attacks that, gets it in the grass in the infield, and he's able to lean over to make the toss. And for Bard, who was a hero yesterday with an extra innings RBI single, that one just too far up the bat.
And really could have been fielded by Marakovic at the pitcher's mound, but just out of his reach. I think Cripps was there to make the play for him.
Shane Poe now batting for Arkansas Tech. Poe hitting .291 on the year. Playing his 53rd game this season. Fouls that one back over the pitched roof here. Atop the suites and the press box area. And of course the concourse beneath it. Most of the fans have found spots, general admission, and they're seated in the shade. Now there are a number of folks that are looking to get a tan today, and why not? 2 down, 1-2 now the count. Poe watches that one, count runs to 2-2.
Good front door breaking ball, just started a little too high. I'm not looking that's not my pitch on a 2-1 count. Now if he throws it again and I'm Poe, I might have to fight that off.
2-2, and that one line into right. Blake, you may have been listening a little bit there. Senior on base with 2 down.
Good players have great approaches, and that's a great approach with 2 strikes. You're just looking to get the ball in play, put it the other way, see what you can do.
To the 9 spot in the lineup is Cole Dawson, the shortstop. Steps into the box, a sophomore hitting .250 on the year. From Russellville. Might recognize the name Dawson. His father, Dave Dawson, the coach of the team. And that one is fouled up and over the netting. It will go into the stands and avoid the crowd.
Well, if Cole is like most coaches' kids, Joey, he spent his youth, from the time he could walk at the ballpark with better players. They all tried to teach him a little something. He was able to gather all those talents and be a starter at a Division II school, which is no small feat.
Showing bunt and fouls that one back. Count to 0-2 with 2 down. Also, by the way, we did get official word just a moment ago, and that was a hit, so no E6. Dawson making the effort out there in the field and just a well-hit ball. So that Monticello hit, the lone hit on the board for the Boll Weevils here in the bottom half of the first. We're in the top of the second, and Dawson swings. He misses, and that is out number 3. 1 hit, no run scored, and 1 left on for Tech. We're headed for the bottom of the second in the GAC Baseball Championship here.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but there's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, every moment brings you one step closer to what comes next. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself, the rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Cripps, Cancilla, and Garrett on the way now for Monticello in the bottom of the second inning. And Mason Willis on the mound. So Kirk Wolf's hit was scored a hit, a single, and he was stranded. That brings us to the second inning. Chase Cripps, the second baseman. He's a junior from Post Falls, Idaho. And he comes in hitting .255 on the season. Monticello Again, the top seed in the tournament, one of 3 teams in the Great American Conference going 23-10 over the course of the season. And it's a lineup that, like a few other of these teams, has seen different iterations.
But you've got this lineup, and it has worked for you so far this week. It worked again, worked for you last weekend in the series over Oklahoma Baptist. You're able to find your way in the final, 1 game away from a championship.
That's going to drift into right field. The single to start things off as Cripps gets on base. And Blake, you're right. I mean, it's been the same over the course of this weekend. No changes there. Coach Harvey's satisfied with what it looks like here in North Little Rock, and it's been effective.
And he's always got something in the back of his mind about tinkering with a lineup, but if you keep winning, don't upset the apple cart here, especially knowing that you're going to play some really good baseball teams next week, and you've got to be ready. Your lineup has to be ready.
Cade Cancilla now batting for Monticello. Cancilla hitting .306 on the year. Comes in, a junior from Paragould, Arkansas. Made his way to Monticello by way of Three Rivers Community College.
Not too far of a trip from Paragould up to Poplar Bluff, up Highway 67.
Watches that one drift outside. 2-1 now the count.
The same highway, incidentally enough, that gets you all the way down here to Little Rock and takes you on 530 to 167 down to Monticello.
Don't have to make too many turns?
No, it's 4-lane all the way.
Well, I have to tell you, the Tech fans, I think they're wanting those that look a little closer to be registered as strikes. 3-1 the count. You can hear the fan bases here, and we can hear them to either side of us up here in the press box. 4 balls, and Cancilla will take his base. And now runners on first and second as Aiden Guerin steps into the box.
Willis with first walk of the day, only his 7th walk of the season. He had walked 6 men coming into today's game in mostly bullpen appearances, but now he'll be in a pretty tough spot, and he'll get a visit to the mound.
Again, we talk about possibility of a game after this, but for Coach Harvey, I had a chance to visit with him a little bit earlier today. You know, the obvious question, but Blake, you just have to ask it anyway. Want to get things taken care of in one? Absolutely. Want to get it done in one? And you said it too. I mean, you're not just thinking about this game, but you're thinking about what could come up in the next week or so. Now, they're going to get a little bit more rest, and we should address regional rankings as well here in just a moment. But if you can take care of business with maybe not as much drama and get it done, yeah, that would be the ideal script for the Boll Weevils. As Garrett hits that high to right field. Stepping under it to make the grab is Rinaldo. Only 1 runner will go as Cripps makes his way to third. Cancilla will stay at first, and there is 1 down here.
You don't want to trade an out for a run here just yet, but Garrett did his job, got the ball to the outfield, just 1 out, guys on the corners. And Joey, you're talking about resting before the regional. Those will not start until Friday. You don't even know where you'll go until late tomorrow night. The selection show, I think, is at 9:30 local time here. And so you've got guys that'll throw at least 1 bullpen. You've got to imagine you're going to go with kind of the same rotation, only 1 or 2 guys from these teams that are probably going to skip a bullpen or push it back a day.
Now batting for Monticello is Parker Dorrance. Dorrance hitting .303 coming in.
Only hitting .205 with runners in scoring position.
That's where he sees himself right now. Dorrance, a junior from Arvada, Colorado. Regional rankings are out, and both of these teams are in not only the top 10, but the top 6, which I think has to work to their favor at this point in the conference tournament. Check swing, he did go around. 2-1 now the count. At this point in the conference tournament, we've both been playing in the championship. You have to think Arkansas Tech, number 3 in the region, Monticello, number 6. Win or lose, both of these teams are in.
And that's going to be a really comfortable thing. There's not a bid stolen from either of the other two leagues, and that helps both teams' cause.
Dorrance, one hop, the throw, toss to second, and over to first, not in time. 6-4, one out, but a run will score, and this one is tied up at one apiece as Cripps comes in.
Trying to get the double play to get out of the inning, but in this case, she'll trade the out for the run. Brand new ball game.
Deshaun Cordova batting ninth for Monticello. A runner on first in the form of Parker Dorrance, who, as you mentioned, did his job. Puts that one on the grass and is able to get a run in. Heads up base running from Cripps, and he is able to score. That is his 20th run of the season. Of the starting lineup today, that's only 8th. He hasn't been able to get across very often, so I'm sure he's enjoying here on the conference stage actually getting to score a run. Deshaun Cordova hits .219. He's had 14 hits and 64 at bats this season, as Dorrance getting a bit of the lead with 2 down. Cordova now playing in his 28th game. It's around the halfway mark, a little more than half of the games that Monticello has played this season, 31 and 21 overall.
The only senior in the Weevil starting lineup today, so as good as this team has been this year, they've got almost everybody coming back for one more run at it.
And you know, Cordova, one of a few players on this team, along with Camden Tanner. We mentioned he's from North Little Rock, Arkansas, played his high school ball at Catholic. Well, Cordova also from North Little Rock. Friends and family don't have to go that far to see them play in the conference tournament. Swing and a miss, and he will take a seat. One run, one hit, and one left on base. Importantly for the Boll Weevils is the fact that they tied it up. One apiece here with 2 complete from Dickey-Stephens Park.
How to spot a boll weevil. Boll weevils are a fascinating species. They're known to travel in packs, are highly intelligent, and can thrive in any environment. Each and every boll weevil is unique, and they have unique opportunities. But they all share one common trait. Every boll weevil has a bright future awaiting wherever they go. And that's how you spot a boll weevil. Learn more at uamont.edu.
Christian education pushes you to diligence and excellence in all that you do.
We're establishing this foundation where the students can then go and do the things that they want to do.
Everything we do, everything we touch, everything that we try to teach our students revolves around Christ.
It's about cultivating passion and a desire to do something significant with your life. You found a vision for your life, and I think that's where students really lean into their inspired purpose.
There's the Timex in left field, Dickey-Stephens Park, North Little Rock, Arkansas. The Travelers, it's their home. I guess, do Travelers have a home? I guess they do. Wondered about that too. A little bit of an oxymoron, but this is the home of the Travelers here. Texas League team, AA affiliate for the Seattle Mariners. Currently 17 and 13, and they're in second place in the Texas League North Division. We go back to the top of the order here today in the GAC. Cabranes, Jones, and Schwenke. Cabranes walked in the first inning, and then he was thrown out. Fielder's choice, trying to advance to second. So I'd like to get on, be able to go a little bit further around. For Monticello, too, I mean, this is a team that's won both its games, Blake, but probably a little more drama than they might have wanted. Took to the 9th inning, a walk-off in Game 1 on Thursday, and a big 7th inning burst, but then had to hold off Harding on Friday.
It's been a very dramatic, emotionally taxing weekend, even though they are the most rested of all the teams.
Coach Harvey mentioned that he had told his team, I mean, they've been winning games of late, but they have been a little bit closer. Obviously winning enough to get a share of the regular season title. And Cabranes walks for the second time this afternoon. But maybe a few more walk-offs than he necessarily wants at this point in time. Now, for a fan, hey, listen, you want to get your money's worth in these things. Monticello's definitely done its part in the final site here in North Little Rock. And honestly, you go back to even the first round of the GAC tournament. As Grant Jones comes to bat, Monticello gave its fans what they, gave its fans a lot to cheer about, just not at all at home, too, because of the rain. They had to move the series that they were scheduled to host up the road to Henderson. As Jones pops that high, drifting back and calling everyone off to make the catch. Garrett is there, and we have one down. Cabranes still at first. But they had to go to Henderson State to play, and then it went 3, and then there were extra innings. So Monticello definitely is, their fans may have invested a little bit more in Rolaids or Tums or your Anadis of choice, but they've been able to watch a lot of baseball lately.
Well, it's been a great tournament. Obviously, this is game number 17 combining the 2 weekends, and I'll tell you, now they're going to get out of the inning.
Schwenke, the ground ball to second. There's Cripps again. He makes the toss to first. 1, 2, and 3, not necessarily in that order, but that is the result. 1-1 the score. We're midway through the third.
Christian education pushes you to diligence and excellence in all that you do.
We're establishing this foundation where the students can then go and do the things that they want to do.
Everything we do, everything we touch, everything that we try to teach our students revolves around Christ.
It's about cultivating passion and a desire to do something significant with your life. You find a vision for your life, and I think that's where students really lean into their inspired purpose.
Before the house, before the office, the late nights and new bosses. Before the last hugs, the wins and the losses. Before building the team, before building yourself, the rise and grinds, all day, every days. Before the letter, before the dream, there was a kid who loved to play. If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Top of the order for the Boll Weevils as well, as there's the trolley making its way across the Arkansas River. That's kind of cool. Sam Roops had an opportunity to visit with a lot of folks this weekend, and we get to hear from her again now.
I'm with the tournament trainer, Jake Leslie. Jake, kind of explain your role here at the championship tournament.
Yeah, so it's a lot of coordinating with other teams and their athletic trainers, coordinating with the Traveler staff on getting water in the dugouts and anything we might need. So my big thing is setting up a treatment area for all the teams to use, before game, pre-game, during game, or some post-game treatment they might need while they're here.
Explain, it's obviously a very hot day. The sun's out. Explain how the sun kind of plays a role in each player's performance.
Yeah, as the year goes on, it starts to get pretty hot, pretty humid really quick. And so that's a huge factor today. We got to make sure that we keep all these coolers full in the dugouts. I'm actually headed that way right now to make sure that Monticello's got enough water rolling in their dugout right now.
I'll let you go, and thank you for all you do. Thanks.
Thank you, Sam. Fly out to center. Hawthorne swinging quickly. And Camden Tanner will have the same result. This a little bit farther over to left, as it was Jones with the first catch, Poe with that catch. 2 down now here in the bottom of the second, and Kirk Wolf on the way.
Well, it looks like Willis might finally have settled into the game. He's pounding the zone. He's getting weak contact, and he's getting outs quickly.
Kirk Wolf had a single in the first. He was left stranded there. The count. Wolf watches that one. He'll take a strike. Mentioned he was from Martinez, California, a junior. Another making it through the 2-year school route. Cuesta Community College, as that one is high, and I'm not sure it's going to be playable. Maybe it does. It drifts back. Nice job. Bard comes over, stays with it in the bright sunlight, and he is able to make the catch. 1, 2, 3 flyouts all the way, 3 complete. We're tied. GAC Baseball Championship here from North Little Rock.
Who do we look to shape our world? It'll be people who know how to think with their heads and their hearts. People who contribute with compassion, courage, confidence. People who understand that faith is not the enemy of education, but its partner. Tomorrow's difference makers and world changers will understand they're part of something bigger, an unstoppable force for good. More than book smart, more than business smart, they are wise in their whole being. These are the people who will shape our future, and you'll find them at OBU today.
I am a future shaper.
I'm a future shaper.
We are future shapers. Learn to live well and lead well in God's world. Be a future shaper at OBU.
Marakovich on the mound for Monticello right now, and here to take you through the middle innings is Blake Smith.
Well, thank you, Joey. Top of inning number 4 here, all tied up at 1. Maxim Marakovich, 51 pitches through 3 innings of work. Relatively unscathed, just 2 hits and 1 run allowed. He'll face Nick Jones to lead off the 4th inning, followed by Olea and Ronaldo. So a left-hander followed by 2 righties, as the middle of the Wonder Boys lineup comes to us in inning number 4. Jones already with an RBI single today. Went the opposite way as he takes a look at ball 1 down and away. One swirling a little bit now straight out to left field, it looks like. And Jones goes the other way again, but a diving stop by Dorrance. He'll fire across and get Jones in plenty of time. Nice play by Parker Dorrance at the hot corner.
He was fired over there, and you're right. I mean, quickly over to him and quickly back. Dorrance shows his arm.
A pretty easy looking throw, too. Made it look very simple there. And here's Christian Olea, who grounded out to second to end the 1st inning. A little unhappy as a batter with the strike zone in the past couple of games, but he's had to rebound quick as he looks at ball 1 inside. Nathan Simmons calling the balls and strikes in this 1st game. A big swing and miss by Olea on the breaking ball, evens the count 1-1. Kenny Akins at first base, Brandon Guerra at second, Brad Clark at third, Chance Wilson in left field, Toby Milam in right. 6-man crew for these championship games. That one chopped up the middle and through for a base hit just under the outstretched glove of Aiden Garrett. And Olea has his first hit of the afternoon and just the 3rd hit for Arkansas Tech.
Olea second on the team against Monticello this season, had 4 hits against the Boll Weevils coming in, 1 per game. Has his 5th now against the green and white.
Now we'll see what Marakovich does with the runner on again. And Cabronis an inning ago caught stealing. And Ronaldo grounded out to shortstop. Here takes a look at a fastball for a called strike, 1 on the outer 3rd. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Wonder Boys. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for the Weevils. Here on Championship Saturday. Marakovich checks his runner twice, fires, breaking ball over the inner half is flown out to right field. Hawthorne there. It's a few steps over to his left and will make the catch, and there's 2 away. Olea retreats back to first.
Batting third baseman number 10, Brendan Bard.
So it'll be up to Brendan Bard to keep the line moving here in the Arkansas Tech 4th. He grounded out to second in his previous at bat. Take a look as Olea takes a normal bounce off of first base, and that one's fouled straight back. The only thing different, he's got a traditional lead, but it looks like his hips are pointed back toward the first base bag as opposed to straight up, as they traditionally are. Looks like he's got that back foot pulled back, so he's ready to make a quick dive back to first if necessary. The 0-1 pitch to Bard's a breaking ball, poked the other way and down for a base hit. That could be trouble. Olea will go to third. The throw will be cut off, and there are men on the corners with 2 away here in the 4th.
Bard, the hero yesterday afternoon, the first of the 2 Tech games, as it went extra innings. And in the 10th, with the bases loaded, Bard was able to secure an RBI single. And as he puts that one down in right, timely hitting again.
Weevils have given themselves opportunities. They've only got 1 run to show for it. They hope that Shane Poe can have another base hit as he did back in the 2nd. Driving their 2nd run of the game, he takes a big swing and a miss at a first pitch changeup for strike 1. Poe with a single back in inning number 2. He was left stranded there as Dawson struck out swinging to end the inning. Potential to do some damage here. They'll foul that one straight back, quickly behind 0-2. Now Marakovic well ahead in the count. He'll have a chance to throw some off-speed stuff and keep Poe off balance. No one tossing in either bullpen yet. Marakovic has thrown 62 pitches so far, almost through 4 innings of work. The 0-2 pitch hits him right in the back.
And I think it hit his hand.
It might have got
ultimately,
his hand too.
Got his hand.
That's what he was showing.
Take a look at it here.
It sure did, right off the left hand. It took a pretty big kick. That one will leave a mark, and now the bases are loaded. And there will be a visit to the mound for the Weevils. 2 hits so far in the inning. The 12th hit batsman of the season by Maxim Marakovic. We'll take a look at it from a different angle here. Right off the hard part of the hand. On the backside.
A little bit of activity now for the Boll Weevils. And, you know, I was going to mention, I'm not surprised that there's not much activity because, again, what we've seen from these starting pitchers over the course of the weekend, they've all lasted at least 6, but you don't want to let anything get away from you here in this game. And if you can, again, for Coach Harvey and the Boll Weevils, if you can get it done in 1, you want to get it done.
Going to be an interesting set of middle innings here. As you can imagine, championship games with a lot of things riding. We'll see which team can break this tie first. It looks like the Wonder Boys have the best chance right now. The base is loaded with 2 out for Cole Dawson, who looks at a fastball in the inner third for a called strike 1. Might have been a little two-seam motion there, Joey. It looked like it went in on the right-handed hitter Dawson, and Show Bunt pull it back for ball 1. A 1-1 count here in the top of the 4th. Marakovic checks his runners. He'll go to that hybrid windup, and Dawson pulls one down the left field line and fair down into the corner. At least 2 runs will score. They are waving Poe around. He will score without a throw, and it's a bases clearing double for Cole Dawson to give the Wonder Boys a 4-1 lead.
That could not have been put in a better spot. Absolutely. He pulls it, it drifts and finds that corner. You had spoken about this a little bit earlier. There's a tough spot in that corner here at Dickey-Stephens Park. They found it with the hit from Dawson and Coach Harvey. There was a green light all the way through, and that means from Poe as well. He was sending him from the word go.
This game is completely different than it was just a moment ago. Now a 4-1 Arkansas Tech lead. Back to the top of the lineup for Cabronis, who looks at a fastball high, ball 1. Jacob McDaniel warms for the Weevils in the visitor bullpen, even though Monticello the home team here throughout the tournament, as they will be in an if necessary game as well.
Swings to the second pitch and pulls it foul, third base side. Bounces in the corner and now rolls back onto the left field grass here at DSP.
RBIs number 24, 25, 26 on the year now for Cole Dawson.
Not bad production to get in the 52nd game from your 9-hole hitter. Dawson dancing around at second. Here's the 1-1. It is just above the belt, ball 2. Not going to bail a pitcher out when he's not thrown, which is there as you see on the left wrist of Marakovich, the pitch comm device. A little different than the one you see in professional baseball most of the time. And with the ball 3, well below the knee of Cabrones. It's a fire strike here to get back in the count. He can do so on the outside corner. Cabrones thought it was ball 4, and it just got a piece of the zone. And we'll have a full count. First base is open. Already with 3 runs across the inning, Marakovich wants to go. Dawson goes, swung on, fouled, back to the screen.
You're right, it's a different game. And how big was the hit there? Not only that it was a 3 RBI double, but a 2-out hit like that. Rallies like that are huge.
Those are game-defining plays. And ball 4 outside. Cabrones walks, and there's men on first and second. And how much more leash does Marakovich have? It's the question John Harvey having to answer at the moment. 4 1/3, the shortest outing of a starting pitcher in Final Four play this week. And first pitch swinging for Jones is the base hit. Around third comes Dawson. There could be a play at the plate. The throw is up the line and not in time. Another RBI. This time it's off the bat of Grant Jones.
Jones has already had 4 RBI against Monticello this year. He's had a stellar season as well. And he equals what Dawson has, his 26th of the season.
McDaniel looks ready. Usually you just kind of go pitch for pitch to maintain readiness as this game continues. Schwenke, the 9th hitter to come to the plate in the inning. Breaking ball didn't break and stayed high for ball 1. And again, you have runners on the corners with 2 out. Had this situation earlier prior to Poe being hit by the pitch to load the bases, which of course ended in the Dawson bases clearing double.
4 hits already in the inning. 3 singles and that 3 RBI double.
And Poppy heads out to the mound to try to calm his starter. He's telling him you're 1 pitch away. Just got to execute each pitch and try to get a man out. Schwenke is struck out and grounded out in 2 previous at-bats. Breaking ball high, 2-0. Going to have to start throwing fastballs to get back in the count here.
And you talk about game-defining moments. Obviously, the hit by Dawson was, but it was the previous at-bat that loaded the bases.
Big swing and a miss on a changeup on the inner half. Finally gets that strike. Schwenke had the same thought I did, is that he would have to go back to the fastball. And Marakovich pulled the string on him. 2-1 is down. Runner goes. This little trick play. Throw a little bit offline, and Cabrones comes in to score. He stopped. Poppy went with the throw anyway. Cripps had to come across the bag and lay out to get the ball. And as soon as Poppy let that go, Cabrones broke for home plate, and another run crosses here in the top of the 4th. The 3-1 is fouled back, and the count evens.
Wow, this game has been broken open here in the 4th.
Now 6-1. for the number 2 seed Arkansas Tech.
This equals the most runs we've seen here at the final site in one inning. Monticello had 5 in the 7th yesterday against Harding.
The payoff pitch to Schwenke. Swung on, lifted out to left field. Wolf on his horse. He cannot make the diving grab. Another run will score, and it's a double. And now Schwenke going for third. The cutoff will not come into third base. And it is a RBI triple for Logan Schwenke.
Wow.
Great effort by Wolf there to go to his left, jumped up, ball was in the heel of his glove and bounced off, and that allowed Schwenke to get that extra base. And that will be the end of the day for Maxim Marakovich. He faced 9 in the 4th. And we will meet the new UAM pitcher when we come back after this. Tech with a big rally. They hold a 6-run lead in the top of the 4th.
Hey, what you doing this for? Just out here for recreational purposes? Working, man.
Mission today is to work hard until you can't go no more. It's always a team mission. Can't get nowhere without the team. It takes everybody. 1, 2, 3. Yes, you better be open. You better be open.
Man, listen, It's only one attitude that you gotta bring.
Let's go.
That you need to bring.
Work. I mean, we come out here every day to get better. If it was easy, everybody would do it, man.
We work out on the street. You feel me? We the best in the nation. We outwork, yo. We outwork anybody.
We always grinding, always getting better.
Every time I come through these lines, no matter where these lines at, work. Maximum effort.
Get him out of here. Let's go.
Jacob McDaniel on the mound now for Monticello as he checks in, the senior from Roxy, Mississippi, and he is making his 25th appearance of the season, all of them in relief. A record of 3-1 on the year, an ERA of 4.76. He's pitched 32 innings, and he's given up 31 hits, 20 runs, 17 of them earned, struck out 23, and walked 13. Opponent's batting average of .252 as we have 6 runs on the board right now, Blake. This game is broken open in the 4th.
And that bases clearing double by Cole Dawson was really the thing that has broken this game open, and the line keeps moving with now 4 consecutive hits from Arkansas Tech batters. They have 7 in just shy of 4 innings at the plate today. And Nick Jones will come back to the plate to face McDaniel the first time. McDaniel's job right now is to stop the bleeding, get the Weevils back in the dugout.
He's been a significant part of this team this year as he's been called for in relief. Nearly half of the contest over the years, so Coach Harvey knows that he can go to him.
Through a scoreless 7th on Thursday afternoon against Southern Arkansas. Did not throw against Harding yesterday, so you've got to imagine he is rested and able to go as long as he's needed. So Jones will come to bat here in the 4th for the 2nd time. He grounded out to 3rd on a nice diving stop by Dorrance. And now he has a chance to knock in his 2nd run of the day with an RBI single back in the 1st. You will take a look at ball 1 well inside. Back foot breaking ball from the side armor McDaniel.
9 batters so far as they've gone through the lineup. 5 hits during that stretch.
Ball Jones lifts it out to center. Cordova is there, and not so quietly go the Wonder Boys in the 4th inning. They've got 6 runs on 5 hits, no errors. They do leave 1, and it has been broken wide open. The Wonder Boys 7-1 lead as we head to the bottom of inning number 4.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but we know there's growth in the journey. At ATU, we value this moment because here, nature becomes your classroom. So breathe it in. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
Hey Future Readies, are you interested in a career in business? Henderson State University offers bachelor's and master's degrees in business administration and certificates in analytics, marketing and communications, and nonprofit management. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
It's been a long time sitting for Mason Willis, but he loves the run support, and that's going to be hopefully help him get out, get his 3 outs quickly, and get the Wonder Boys bats back to the plate. A 6-run explosion in the top of that 4th inning, and now the Weevils are faced with some serious questions we're going to answer over the next couple of innings. Poppy, the first man to the plate. He takes a look at called strike 1 at the knees. Catchers not in an ideal spot as hitters because they expect to know the zone, and then if anything even slightly differs, big swing and a miss for Poppy there, they turn around and then they realize, oh, I've got to come out for 4, 5, 6 more innings with this guy. I better play nice. It's ball 1 just barely above the belt. Dangerously close there. Checks that wristband, fires the pitch. Poppy lifts it into shallow center field. Plenty of room for a backpedaling Cabrones to make the catch for out number 1.
Well, the confidence level right now in the Tech dugout has to be high. This is a team that's come in and you know, I actually heard some of the fans a while ago, Tech fans coming in to the park here, and they were saying, let's take 2. Let's take 2. And you have to get the first one to get to that second one, and right now they're in a great position.
Well on their way as Cripps fouls the first pitch back. He singled and scored back in the second. He is responsible for Monticello's lone run of the afternoon. And he'll take a look at strike 2. Started middle, worked its way to the outer third. Still plenty of room. A called strike quickly behind 0-2. Payoff pitch, trying to go back to the well with that breaking ball. Didn't quite go the same route. A good decision by Cripps to let it go by. Miller back quickly to the mound. Cripps fouls that one away.
Now he was just fighting through that one. A little bit behind it, made the contact though to stay alive in this at bat.
Get to the next pitch. That is the goal in a 2-strike count. Get yourself back in position to be successful. 2 misses low. Now leaving 2-2. It's a good 2-strike pitch. Nothing that the hitter can really drive. Give him something that if he does hit, he induces weak contact. He'll push that one down the right side, out of play, down into the beer garden.
Which has not been open during the conference baseball tournament here. Chris, by the way, hitting .500 in his time here at North Little Rock. He's 2 for 4 over the course of the last 2 days.
Has
3 RBI, and he's walked 3 times as well.
He would take that right now, guarantee it. Especially after starting with an 0-2 count. The 2-2 on its way is lined back up the middle. It will stay up long enough for a sliding Jones to come in and make the catch, and quickly there are 2 away.
I know you've seen this field many times and probably seen a lot of those. I really thought that was going to drop after it had gone off his bat, but there is enough of a breeze out there, and it's coming from center field in to hold that up. And, nothing to take away from Jones. I mean, credit him with a great sliding catch. Maybe a little wind assisted on that one.
Well, they don't ask you how, they ask you how many. And Cancilla asks, how did I not swing at that one in there for strike one? See the flags. Just in front of the Little Rock Arkansas-Municipal League. There's a ground ball to short. Easy throw from Dawson over to Schwenke. And 1, 2, 3 go the Weevils in inning number 4. And the Wonder Boys, after a big top half of the inning, their defense does the job, holds on to this 6-run lead as we head to the 5th.
If you're not at home, where else would you be? Not the kind of home you're familiar with, but the kind that helps you become them. Or them. The kind where you become a part of a community that builds you up. A community that doesn't just give you the answers, but helps you discover them for yourself. Home is where the Mule Riders are. When you're a Mule Rider, you're not walking down a predetermined trail. You're blazing your own. The world is full of unsettled questions with so much to explore. Enter it with full reins of knowing who you are, where you come from, and what ignites your flame. Here at home, you have no limits. Reach for the stars and don't stop there. As a Mule Rider, you decide what's possible. Stop imagining what you could do and do it here. Think bigger. Think faster. Let's ride. Don't worry, you're not far from home. Because home is where the Mule Riders are.
Well, after coming in a difficult situation, Jacob McDaniel will come out and he will try to keep the Wonder Boy Bats from getting as hot as they did last inning. A 7-1 Arkansas Tech lead as we are here in the top half of the 5th, and 6, that very crooked number looming large on the scoreboard right now.
That is a crooked number. Wow. Not something we've seen here. You know what? We saw a 7-6 game, and that is the most. Again, looking back on the history of the Great American Conference Baseball Tournament in its 13th year now, and there have been some high offensive outputs. And you go back to like 2013, 2014, a couple of those were really, really big just over the course of the week. Haven't seen that as much here today, and I think, or this weekend, and I think that's also attributed to the great pitching we've seen. But yeah, it's a little bigger today.
Ball 1 there to Christian Olea, who leads off the inning. I'm talking to Commissioner Will Pruitt this morning on the way into the ballpark, and he was giving a good factoid of the 16. Now, this is the 17th game played of the conference tournament. Once you throw in the games last weekend, 8 of the 16 games have been decided by just 1 run. And there's only been 1 game of the 17 so far that has been decided by 5 runs or more. So a very competitive tournament. That says a lot about the parity of this league that we've been talking about all weekend. As Olea looks at another ball, it's 2-1. As McDaniel comes set again. The pitch to Olea, catches the outer third. Olea does a double take. Did not like that call, but it has stood. Nowhere in history has looking at an umpire overturned a call. McDaniel sets. Here's the 2-2. That one misses down and in.
That has certainly not stopped anyone from trying.
And never will. So McDaniel, after working out of a jam, gets himself into a leadoff full count. To see his best pitch here. At bat, the payoff pitch on its way, misses low, and Olea works a leadoff walk, his 2nd time on base today.
We talk about the matchup here, 1 versus 2 seeds. Of course, again, 2 of the 3 teams in that 23-10 record. So I hesitate. I don't want to leave Harding out, but Harding the 3 seed according to the tiebreakers. But you get the top 2 seeds. This is only the second time in 13 tournaments. And they've had different bracket setups and, the way it's all gone down. But it come down to 1 and 2 facing each other in the GAC tournament. And of the only 2 times it's happened, it's been twice in the last 3 years.
Last time it was done was 2 years ago at Majestic Park in Hot Springs. Southern Arkansas, number 1 seed, defeated number 2 seed Henderson State in the Monday championship, the Tuesday championship rather, as Rinaldo fouls that one off his foot. 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. Let's take a look right off the top of that left foot. He'll take a little time and get himself settled back in. I'll try to walk off a little bit of that pain.
Yeah, that was quite a tournament, quite a weekend there in Hot Springs. But I mean, at that point, there's been so many other times you've seen the lower seeds make their way up.
Rinaldo pulls that one foul of the bag at third base, just barely.
Harding, when it played for the title back in 2019, it was a 6-team tournament at that point in time. They came in as the 6th seed and fought their way through into the title game.
You always like to see that Cinderella team play late into the tournament, but you also can't complain about seeing number 1 and number 2 face each other, especially in a year like this when everybody was so competitive.
Well, I think for the teams too, and I think it's a good time to drop some regional rankings in that. Swing and a miss.
Rinaldo goes down on the slider away. And he is 0 for 3 on the afternoon. And Brendan Bard will come up to the plate now. 1 for 2 with a run scored.
There's a championship game going on in the MIAA as well right about this time. I'm scheduled for first pitch at noon. Central Missouri and Missouri Southern, the 1 and 2 teams in the regional rankings. So no bid stealers there if anyone, whichever of them wins the automatic bid. And then Arkansas Tech, the number 3 ranked team. Monticello, the number 6 ranked team in the region. And
that would cue those two up for a first round matchup in Joplin if
it actually
things hold.
It actually would. I realize in these super regions and the breakdown, you're going to get teams in little 4-team brackets, 2 per region in that. If you can separate teams from a conference, at least in the opening game, I mean, that's the best. There's not much you can do sometimes, but they do have some leeway in that to, if Monticello comes back and wins this one or wins a second one today, whatever the case may be. I mean, you could see them pushing up to a 5 seed and keeping Tech at a 3 for playing for a championship, and just avoid that first round matchup if you can.
There's a chance it could be the 4-5. There's a soft grounder to third. Dorrance will fire across, make the easy play at second. A fielder's choice to retire Olea 5-4. And there are 2 away in the inning as Bard reaches on the fielder's choice. There's a potential in which they could go to the 4-5 seed. They could match up as the 3-6. It all really just depends on there's a lot of things it depends on, but you have to imagine that since things are kind of playing out the way they've expected to in the other 2 conferences, that Central Missouri will host a regional in Warrensburg, Missouri Southern will host a regional in Joplin, and these teams will go to either of those 2 places.
And that's whoever wins, one or it doesn't matter, 1 or 2 there. I would think making it to the championship, Central Missouri, the number 2 team in the country as well, probably would still get that 1 seed.
Absolutely agree. Tried to bunt for a hit, did Poe. Not the wisest decision, but something you can always swallow a little easier when you've got a 6-run lead. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left as we head to the bottom half of the 5th. UAM trying to fight their way back into this one, trailing 7-1.
One of the fastest growing universities in the state and the region, Southeastern Oklahoma State University has classes for bachelor's, master's, and certificate programs. Over 45 degree programs are available with in-person, online, and hybrid options. With a legacy of excellence dating back to 1909, our dedicated faculty and staff are here to make your legacy a great one. Your future starts here at Texoma's University.
How to spot a boll weevil. Boll weevils are a fascinating species. They're known to travel in packs, are highly intelligent, and can thrive in any environment. Each and every boll weevil is unique, and they have unique opportunities. But they all share one common trait. Every boll weevil has a bright future awaiting wherever they go. And that's how you spot a boll weevil. Learn more at uamont.edu.
You see the Little Rock skyline. Joey, believe it or not, that white building with the 2 gray columns, one of my best friends works there during the week. And anybody that knows me would say, of course he knows somebody that works down there.
That
Beautiful.
actually was almost verbatim what I was thinking then, so go ahead, yeah.
For that beautiful Little Rock skyline. And Monticello did not have a beautiful defensive outing in the top of the 4th. They got Tech to finally go quietly in an inning, and now we bat here in the bottom of the 5th. Do the Weevils, and that first pitch is fouled off by Garrett. Garrett 0 for 1. He flew out to right field. In his only other appearance, he was the first out of inning number 2. That out was able to get Cripps over to third base. He later scored on that RBI fielder's choice by Dorrance. He stands 1-1 in the count and fouls another one back off of Mason Willis, who has had a pretty good afternoon so far. 4 innings of 1-run ball. He's just given up 2 hits.
Yeah, and you know, even at that, just 2 left on base. Monticello really hasn't had a lot of opportunities so far, and it's a 9-inning game. You have to work through it, and the more you wear down someone on the mound, no matter who it is or how good they're doing, you just have to stay with it, stay the course, and not let the fact that it's a 6-run deficit right now deter you from playing the game and working through.
You've still got 5 innings left at the plate, continuing to fight pitches off. Here's Garrett, who did have a very good, a well-struck ball back in the 2nd, even though it ended in an out. So we get a lot of good contact on that one. He fouls another one away up onto the roof on the left side. We've said it many times, but a beautiful day for baseball today. Just creeping into the lower 80s here in Little Rock this afternoon. That one lifted out to center field. Jones is there in plenty of time, and while we wait, we'll throw it down to Samantha.
Batting third baseman, number 26, Parker Dorrance.
We'll send it back down to her momentarily. Meanwhile, Dorrance will head into the box. He does have the RBI fielder's choice, technically 0 for 1 today. Mills trying to make pretty quick work of the Weevils here in the home half of the 5th. And the ball misses down and away. 7 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Arkansas Tech. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for Monticello. Pitch from Willis is pulled down the line and fair, just barely, and that ball just about died when it landed. And Dorrance takes the big turn at first. He will stay there though, and it's a 1-out single. And Joey watches this ball just dies once it hits the grass.
Now that's one of those looks like it might take up a divot. You may have to replace that.
A lot of backspin there. Cordova will step in here with one away. struck out swinging to end the second inning. Trying for a better result here as I'll take a look at a fastball outer third for strike one. Pickoff move over to first. Back in plenty of time is Dorrance. Still an 0-1 count. On to Sean Cordova, the lone senior in the Weevils starting 9 today. Wells takes his time, checks the runner, throws another fastball in the outer half. Cordova fouls it off again. And quickly behind 0-2.
This is one of those ballparks that you have to keep your head up all the way if it's a foul ball. Not only coming your direction, but if it hits that roof, it might come back from behind. So you have to keep your head up the entire time. Unless you're, completely underneath the shade and in the concourse.
Another swing and a miss. Cordova down on strikes for the second time today, and there's 2 out in the inning. Back to the top of the lineup and Rock Hawthorne as we take one more look at the Cordova strikeout. Pickoff move keeps him off balance, and then climbing the ladder on that fastball. First pitch to Hawthorne misses down, ball 1. Hawthorne has flown out to left field and to center field today. 0-for-2 on the game, hitting just shy of 300 on the season out of that leadoff spot. He'll swing at that one and pop it back foul and out of play.
I'll tell you what, it hits that hard concrete. Some of those bounces almost make it up to the sweet level.
The good thing about that is that you're able to see it coming and plan for the catch. 1-1 misses outside. Good patience there by Hawthorne. Not as big of a hole at short as there could be. Dorrance playing a little bit closer to the line. Would have to take a very well struck ball to get down that line. Hawthorne instead will pull it to the right side. It will stay in play. It will stay in fair territory, and drifting over to make the catch is Ranallo. So one man reaches here in the bottom of the 5th for the Weevils, but he is left stranded there at first. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We head to inning number 6 with a 7-1 ball game. And Joey, earlier I know you got to talk to Sophie Ozier, the general manager of, we'll just keep it here. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I did get to do, though, I did get to go across more than one bridge. And actually, we've seen some of the bridges here, and they're absolutely beautiful, but it wasn't always that way in the past. There's a good look outside as what we've seen. Blake, I know you've been around this area for a long time, and in order to make way for the new, sometimes you have to get rid of the old.
You do, and going back to 2016, we talked a little bit yesterday about the Broadway Bridge and how difficult it was to implode. And we'll take a look at that again. Controlled explosion, no good. Had to come in again the next month and bring a barge in to pull the bridge down. And there you'll see that. And as somebody who grew up a little bit afraid of deep bodies of water, it always gives me comfort to know that that bridge was that strong. I had a friend whose grandpa worked for the Corps of Engineers that when they built that bridge and said that it was the strongest of all the bridges in Little Rock, and it's got a beautiful and strong replacement now.
I was going to say, I hope this one is now the strongest one because I've been over it a couple times.
I do believe it. They've got those 2 arches kind of similar to the I-40 bridge going over the Mississippi River into Memphis. A little bit of design copying there. Cole Dawson to lead off the top of the 6th for Arkansas Tech. And he'll take a look at ball 1 low from McDaniel, who remains in the game. Dawson with 3 RBI and is 1 for 2 today. Daniel's pitch misses high. We'll throw it back down to Sam, see what she's got for us.
Hey guys, yeah, sorry I missed y'all the first time. The environment right now is outstanding. Before the game, or while the game was getting underway, we kind of heard Monticello's fans more enthusiastic about the game. We could hear them more, we can see them more with their neon green. But now the tone has changed. Arkansas Tech fans are, like, we can hear them a lot. They're cheering. The dugout seems very enthusiastic too. So, guys.
They are pumped up down there. They are ready to go. The green and white, as Samantha mentioned, maybe waning a bit. It's the green and gold now that we're seeing a lot more of.
A battle for the proper shade of green, this could be called. There's a couple of different variations. The count 3-1 to Cole Dawson. He's already struck out today, and he will take a look at strike 2 and run that count full as we lead off the top of the 6th inning. Still a 7-1 Arkansas Tech lead. Explode for 6 runs in the top of the 4th. And they hold on to that 6-run lead. Going the other way is Dawson, and that one will get through for a leadoff base hit.
Well, you said it's already struck out today. I bet that's way back in the memory hole, following a single right now on that 3 RBI double. He's confident. He is batting confident.
As he should. He's been a real tone setter at the bottom of the lineup. Really got that rally started. Had a chance to be pretty quiet. All that rallying happened with 2 outs in the inning. Dawson kept the line moving. Exactly what you want out of your 9-hole hitter. Strike 1 called on Cabrones, who is 1 for 1 with 2 walks. He's been caught stealing. He has also scored a run. Daniel, the side armor. That one goes a little too far outside, away from the right-handed hitter. Count evens at 1. If this score holds, we'll come back to you again for an, if necessary, winner-take-all game, which would have to be appropriate for the way this week has gone. We've had a lot of great baseball, and a game, one game for all the marbles seems appropriate. Still got 4 innings left in this one, though. The 2-1 to Cabrones is swung on and lifted out to left field. Cordova just about a half a step to his left, and Cabrones is retired for the first time today. First out of the inning.
Blake, only one higher seed has won. And go back, that was on day 1, as the 2-seed Arkansas Tech fell to the 3-seed Harding. It's tough to think of these teams, you know, as being 1, 2, and 3 because they've shared that conference title in the regular season.
Even that 1A, 1B, 1C field.
Exactly.
As Jones takes a look at ball 1 outside.
You know, it's almost as tough to think about Southern Arkansas coming in here as the 5-seed.
A very weird dynamic, and the team that went 0-2. When was the last time a Southern Arkansas team went 0-2 in a GAC tournament?
You're right. I might have to search for that one a little bit.
That would be a good long bit of searching. I won't subject you to that here in this one. That may be something we look up between games, if we have a second game. Which again, if the score holds, we will. Jones shows bunt, takes a called strike, and a little bit of a delayed steal, and Dawson safely into second. The throw was well late, caught Poppy by surprise. That's a textbook delayed steal. The Wonder Boys again very active on the base paths.
I think that shows the speed of Dawson.
Lulled the Monticello defense to sleep. He now dancing around off of second base. And ball 3 outside. And Jones has a chance to get aboard. McDaniel has to find the zone. No one warming up in the UAM bullpen at this moment. Nobody even in the Arkansas Tech bullpen. Jones goes the other way. A nice catch on the run by Wolf. And Dawson has to retreat to second base. And there are 2 away.
That was a great grab by Wolf, and I have to tell you, he was ready to come up firing too. He would have liked to have turned 2 there in that instance.
A little back pick of the runner at second, who, give Dawson credit, he turned around and watched the ball, as he should in that situation. Kind of a soft liner. You freeze on the line. Try to tag on fly balls, but not a lot he could do there. First pitch to Logan Schwenke is another breaking ball that misses down and away.
Schwenke's triple in the 4th inning, that long 4th inning for Tech, his 3rd triple of the season.
Daniel checks that runner at second. Dawson still dancing around a big lead. And Schwenke takes a look at ball 2 inside. It's 2-0, just barely missed inside. Sidearmer struggling a little bit to find the zone consistently. And he'll miss that one down and in. It's 3-0. That one not an overly competitive pitch. Pitch, you have to imagine. There's a green light here. If Schwenke wants it, runner goes. It's a called strike. The fire down to third is not in time. And a stolen base for Cole Dawson, the 2nd stolen base for the Wonder Boys today. Excuse me, the 2nd one for Dawson in as many attempts this inning. It's the 3rd stolen base of the day. And Joey, that one wasn't particularly close either.
No, it wasn't. And Dawson, he's quick. He is very quick. Now, he did get a great lead on that one. He was going, but still, he has shown his speed. Yes, 3rd stolen base of the day, and for Cole Dawson, now 12 stolen bases in 13 attempts on the season. It's hovering around 94% success rate there.
Now here's Nick Jones, who had a great first at bat. The RBI single, has not done much since then. He's grounded out to third, and he's flown out to center. He was the first and the last out of the 4th inning. Runner goes from second. Poppy fakes the throw.
Good decision.
It will be a stolen base for Schwenke. Definitely not defensive indifference there, even though that's one of my favorite things in baseball. It's more of a last inning in this situation. Big spread there. Nice backdoor breaking ball.
Do you just like being indifferent? Is that what it is?
I just like when the defense is indifferent. That means they're aware of what's going on in the game. They say that run doesn't mean anything. Let him take second. I'm trying to get the guy at the plate out. It's just a good mentality to have as a defense with a big lead. There's a hot shot by Jones into right field. Wow. Looks like one run will score. Around third comes Schwenke. The throw is up the line, and it's RBIs number 2 and 3 for Nick Jones on his 2nd hit of the day.
Tech came to play here today.
They did, and now they have an 8-run lead. And here's Olea for his 4th plate appearance of the day. He's 1 for 2. Walk and a run scored. This game is McDaniels, it looks like. Big breaking ball in there for strike 1.
Really was wanting to address that issue too, because this changes things now, and it really depends on, I think, what can Monticello do in the 6th inning. If there's any kind of breakthrough offensively, maybe you make some different adjustments, but I think McDaniel may take this home.
And you hate to say it, but at this point, as Olea looks at ball 1, we might be looking at a run rule situation in a championship game. We would have to play the 7th.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder Wonder Boys don't show any signs of stopping offensively as Alea takes a big hack and fouls that one up onto the concourse. On the first base side behind.
It bounced into the sweet section.
Ah, see, words
How
have
about
power.
that?
We talked about it this morning.
I'm sure you and I could talk about that a lot more. We'll save that broadcast for another time.
That might be
but
something.
Still,
that might be something good for McWilliams on the mound.
That's. You know, of all the alliteration here, I didn't even bring it home to myself on that one. Didn't think about that. Save that for the last day, Blake.
You know, sometimes you just gotta keep a couple there in your pocket for a rainy day. 1-2 the count to Olea with 2 outs. He'll swing and poke that one weakly to the right side of the infield. Cripps is there, flips over to Cancilla, and the Wonder Boys will be retired in the 6th inning. They tack on another 2 runs here. They now lead it by 8. It's 9-1 as we head to the bottom half of inning number 6.
Who do we look to shape our world? It'll be people who know how to think with their heads and their hearts. People who contribute with compassion, courage, confidence. People who understand that faith is not the enemy of education, but its partner. Tomorrow's difference makers and world changers will understand they're part of something bigger, an unstoppable force for good. More than book smart, more than business smart, they are wise in their whole being. These are the people who will shape our future, and you'll find them at OBU today.
I am a future shaper.
I'm a future shaper.
We are future shapers. Learn to live well and lead well in God's world. Be a future shaper at OBU.
Mason Willis back on the mound. He's had an outstanding day for the Wonder Boys today. He's only given up 3 hits, 1 earned run through 5 complete innings of work. He will face the heart of the UAM lineup in the bottom of the 6th. Tanner will lead things off. He's 1 for 2 today. No, excuse me, he's 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to short and then flew out to left. We see a couple of Arkansas Tech fans, and they've spotted the camera. They've seen the camera spotted them. Just to our left outside of the broadcast booth. Now we see Willis facing this UAM lineup a 3rd time through. First pitch to Tanner misses just up, and it's 1-0. Pitch coming back with the overhand fastball in there for strike 1. That'll even the count. Again, Tanner 0 for 2 today. The top 2 in the lineup combined 0 for 4, looking low and away for a ball. 2-1 the count, a 9-1 Tech lead. Willis can really pitch with some comfort knowing he's got so much run support behind him, and he blows one right past Tanner for strike 2. Count evens 2-2. Punch him away, and Tanner will foul it off the left side and out of play, just beyond the roof.
You know, it is something to that, Blake. I mean, same batters, same 2 teams. But at this point in time, I mean, mentally, it is a different game.
Absolutely, as Tanner finds it off. And John Harvey is a well-traveled enough coach to where he understands that sometimes baseball happens, as it has so far today. And you play another game, it could be completely different. And Arkansas Tech looking to save as much of their bullpen as they can here. Count runs full on Tanner. I imagine you're going to get a good pitch from Willis here on its way. Tanner turns on it and sends it down the right field line. That's going to get down in the corner and fly over the short roof for an automatic double. Tanner with the leadoff double. We can get into that discussion. A well hit ball down the line just out of the reach of Ronaldo. And a quick visit to the mound And it's by Dave Dawson, and he really has something to say to his pitcher.
Now, he hustled out there. I mean, this was not a walk to the mound as you might see in some situations. He got out there in a hurry.
That is definitely a culture visit.
Whatever it was that did not go the way of culture was recognized and addressed.
Could be something as little as a missed sign as he throws strike one to Wolf, or something as big as how you react to a play. Only the 4th hit allowed by Willis today. 0-1, Wolf lifts it out toward the gap in right center. That one's going to get down for a base hit, and it is going to be at least a double. Around third comes Tanner. The throw in is cut off, and the Weevils get their first run since the bottom of the second. It's now 9-2, an RBI double for Kirk Wolf.
Back-to-back doubles for these teams. And now it feels a little bit different right now.
And you imagine there's going to be some stretching going on in the Arkansas Tech bullpen at this point.
I'll tell you what, with as quickly as Coach Dawson made his way to the mound, I'm not sure he was waiting for that second double. I think the activity began right about then.
Poppy hits one off the end of the bat. Shallow right field. Ronaldo makes the call and will make the catch to retire Poppy for the first out of the inning. Wolf will stay at second base.
You know, we didn't talk about it that much, but like it kind of was about time for Camden Tanner to get things going, as he was 0 for 2. He's come in, and since he's been here in Little Rock, he's hit .667 coming into today's contest.
It's averaging 2 for 3 every day. There's a hot shot down the third base line and fair, and holding up will be Wolf at third. He gets the stop sign as that one fielded quickly and brought back in by Poe. And that is 3 hits in the last 4 batters surrendered by Willis. And now it's Cancilla. You know he can. He's thrown with a lot of confidence. He's thrown a lot of strikes. And now it's just a matter of getting some of them to turn into outs. There is one away in the inning with runners on the corners. Cancilla first swing, fouls back, bounces off the rail, up into the suite, and back down into the general bowl. So the Weevils not going quietly. Joey, we talked about that in the top half. That one's going to go out toward the gap, and it's going to land in front of Ronaldo for a base hit. An RBI single for Cade Cancilla. Cripps just barely makes it into second. And another run scored by the Weevils here in the home half of the 6th.
Well, as quickly as one team can make something happen, the other team can as well.
Still a 6-run ball game, but there's only 1 out with men on. Here in the bottom of the 6th, first pitch strike thrown to Aiden Garrett, just nibbling that outside corner. And now Willis going to have to start nibbling a little bit again. Can't just leave them all over the middle of the plate. One swung on, lifted out to left field. That one will stay up long enough for Poe to get there, and he will make the catch. And there are 2 away. Garrett now 0 for 3 with 3 flyouts, 1 to each of the outfielders. Here's Parker Dorrance, 1 for 2. He's reached in both. Plate appearances today, an RBI fielder's choice in the 2nd. Singled and was stranded back in the 5th. First pitch misses down.
JT Cafferty and Evan Gaunt both just getting some tosses in the bullpen for Tech.
Don't seem to be in too big of a hurry, as Tech's bullpen is very healthy. We did see Gaunt on Thursday in the first Harding game. You win a third of an inning. Will Horton, the man of the day for Arkansas Tech yesterday, came in and finished out both games. Big bender for a called strike one. 2-1 the count. Runners on first and second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch is fouled straight back. On a sweet level, takes one bounce and comes back down to earth.
Somebody needs to tell these batters that Jimmy Sledge again is no longer on the ledge out there. He's inside one of the booths today.
He is inside the home radio booth, occupied 70 times a year by Stephen Davis, the voice of the Travs. This goes the other way. One will hop to second. Cabrones over, and the UAM threat is ended here in the 6th. Not before the Weevils strike back 2 runs on 4 hits. They did leave 2 men on base. But as we end the 6th, it's a 9-3 Arkansas Tech lead.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but there's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, every moment brings you one step closer to what comes next. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Back here with you at Dickey-Stephens Park, home of the Arkansas Travelers. And Joey, you were able to visit with Sophie Osier, the general manager of the Arkansas Travelers, earlier today.
Yeah,
from North Little Rock, Arkansas, this is Midwest Sports Saturday. Good morning. I'm Joey McWilliams. Thank you for watching this morning. We have a lot of people to get to visit with today. We are at the home of the Arkansas Travelers. We're in Dickey-Stephens Park here in North Little Rock, Arkansas, and I don't want to go any farther without introducing my first guest today. It is Sophie Osier, who is the GM for the Arkansas Travelers. Sophie, first off, thank you for taking some time with us this morning.
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for bringing this beautiful weather with us. We don't always get this at Dickey-Stephens Park, so I appreciate you guys bringing this.
Oh, I tell you what, I come here from Oklahoma, and I hope I left a little bit of the weather we've had over there in the Sooner State today. So here in the natural state, we are enjoying a bright, sunshiny day. It's a fantastic day for baseball. The Great American Conference Baseball Tournament Championship today. First pitch at noon. There may be an if necessary game, but first pitch at noon today. We'll see how it all works out. But I want to talk Arkansas Travelers first, and I know Sophie can do that. So tell us a little bit about the Travelers, Texas League team, AA affiliate of the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, we've had a fun start to our season. So we kicked it off April 5th. So it was actually the weekend of the eclipse that came here through Arkansas. So we saw some really good crowds come through and a lot of out-of-state guests, which we obviously love. We love bringing new visitors into our ballpark. But the team's been good so far this year. Been pretty consistent at home, and we've had a lot of fireworks shows, and we've seen fans. This is usually our peak time of year, April, May, June, before it gets too hot out here. But next week, the team is coming back on the road, or back here at home, and we're going to be rebranding for a week as the Mad Mallards. So we actually have an alter ego that we wear for a week. We always say it's a quacktastic good time. So we have all sorts of duck themes going on out here, and we have a couple really cool jerseys that we wear, and it really appeals to our hunting community. So we love the week that we get to be the Mad Mallards.
And this is the part of the country where there is a strong hunting community. You want to reach out to them. That would be a great thing. I mean, you want to talk about some swag. That would be some cool stuff to take away from here.
Yes, absolutely. So you'll definitely, if you get to come to a Travs game next week or a Mad Mallards game, you'll definitely want to hit up our gift shop because we have a ton of great merch. We have koozies and polos, and we have some really nice Columbia gear that you can wear while you're out hunting. So it's been an awesome promotion for us. This is our second year doing it. We partner with Ducks Unlimited. So it's been great so far.
Well, and I think some people do have alter egos every now and again. They just don't promote it as well as what you guys are doing here. So the Travelers, by the way, 17-13 right now in Texas League play in the North, second in the North Division. So talk about the team just a little bit.
We're chasing Springfield right now. I'm hoping we can catch them. So minor league baseball works a little differently than MLB. So we actually have like a first half and a second half winner that make it to the playoffs, just to kind of combat how different your team sometimes looks with the call-ups throughout the season. So like last year, for example, we had 9 players get called up directly to Seattle. So it kind of depleted our team the second half of the season, but it's fun. It makes it really, really competitive throughout the year. So I think Springfield's going to be our challenge so far. They're looking really good. But we've played them really tough so far. We still have about a month left of the first half, so we'll end the first half here like the third week of June. So we still have a little bbit of time. I think we're 3 games back if I'm remembering correctly. So we got still a couple more games with Wichita on the road, and then we'll come back next week. Hopefully we can get them some dubs while they're here at home.
I understand. So listen, if enough people get called up, and you talk about being depleted. So is that an opportunity for somebody to just walk? If I get to walk in and say, do I get a tryout?
You can send all of those requests directly to Seattle. You talk to them about it, and you let me know what they say.
I was going to say, I just want to check just to make sure. We're visiting with Sophie Osier here, who is the GM for the Arkansas Travelers and the Great American Conference here on site today. Tell us a little bit about having the GAC here for the tournament. I know, obviously, it would have to coincide with the road trip for the Travs.
It does, but we started talking to the commissioner about this, I want to say in September of last year. And so it just happened to work out that the Travs were on the road. We were able to make it work. And also kind of this year it just happened to work out the 4 teams in Arkansas. So we're kind of centrally located with all these teams that are here. And I've been really impressed with the crowd so far. They've been really, really into it. And so they've been really good games so far. They've all been really competitive. So it's been a fun weekend out here. And obviously the weather's cooperated, which is always great.
That has been very good. And you're right, it's not always the case. So we've appreciated that as well. I'll take credit for it since you let me do that. I appreciate that as well. Okay, invite the folks then to come out to watch a game because clearly this is a great family place to do. I have 5 kids, 2 grandkids now, 2 more on the way, and this would be a place I would love to bring my family.
100%. We pride ourselves on being family friendly out here. I think we have something for everyone, and I think that's ultimately what's so unique about minor league baseball is, yes, there are some people that come out here, they want to know who the top prospects are, they're really interested in baseball and the standings and, the Travs trying to win first place and go to the playoffs, but we get a lot of people out here that just want something to do in Little Rock and just want something to bring their family out to that's safe and fun. So we have a giant splash pad. You might be able to see it in the background over there that'll be open here this upcoming homestand. That's an awesome opportunity to bring your grandkids out, be able to combat those really hot days out here. But we have an amazing playground, tons of fun in between inning games. Obviously food is always amazing, and that's a fan favorite. So I really think there's something for everybody out here.
Come on out here to North Little Rock. We are just on the north side of the Arkansas River. Fantastic place, fantastic facility. Sophie, thank you so much for stopping through. Sophie Osier, who is the general manager of the Arkansas Travelers in her 3rd season as a GM, 8th season with the team in the program.
E5, the call there it was a great visit with Sophie Osier. And Blake, I know that you spend a lot of time up here. She does a fantastic job. And for the Great American Conference to get to be here and have the final sight of the baseball tournament here, I think it's an honor.
It's been a really cool week for me. It's kind of a conversion of 2 of my worlds, getting to introduce people from 2 different jobs, and I've been very fortunate to have both. It was a pretty darn close tag there. But it's a great place to play. It's centrally located. All 4 teams that made it, it was an easy trip. It's interstate or 4-lane highway all the way. I really hope that this relationship between the Travelers and the Great American Conference continues over the next couple of years.
Hope so as well. And you're right. The more you look at that tag, it was closer, I think, the second time I saw it than the first time, and then in real time as well. So Poe is on 3rd, and Cole Dawson now batting. Rinaldo flew out to center, and Bard with the fly foul to 1st, picked off there. 2 down as we rejoin action here. You get to see all of it during the course of that interview, and we're very thankful to Sophie Osier and to the entirety of the Traveler staff again for what they've done, and for her spending some time with us here at the park today. Dickey Stevens Park here in North Little Rock is the site of our tournament. If you're just joining us, we are in the top of the 7th inning. 9-3 is our score as Tech blew things open with 6 in the 4th. Added a couple more in the 6th to make it a 9-1 game. Boll Weevils have got a couple of those back, and it's 9-3 right now. Top of the 7th inning, championship game, although Boll Weevils come in and they had not lost. They're coming in from the winner's side of the bracket. It's an elimination game for Tech as Poe is going to go to third. The throw not quite in time. Tag not there, and so another stolen base now for Poe. And Blake, I have it at 6 stolen bases. Is that right? I think that's right.
That's what I'm tracking.
I have 1 from Jones, 1 from Schwenke, 2 from Dawson in that previous inning, and now 2 for Poe. Dawson, grounder up the middle. The throw from Cripps is in time, and it's not going to matter. Poe will get a couple of things to add to his stats, but the final out of the inning for Dawson is the 4-3 variety. We're going to take a stretch. We might even be able to tell you how many stolen bases there were for Tech when we come back. Let's stretch here in the 7th.
Hey, what you doing this for? Just out here for recreational purposes? Working, man.
Mission today is to work hard until you can't go no more. It's always a team mission. Can't get nowhere without the team. It takes everybody. 1, 2, 3. Yes, you better be open. You better be open.
Man, listen. There's only one attitude that you gotta bring.
Let's go.
That you need to bring.
Work. I mean, we come out here every day to get better. If it was easy, everybody would do it, man. We work out on the street. You feel me? We the best in the nation. We outwork y'all. We outwork anybody. We always grinding, always getting better.
Every time I come through these lines, no matter where these lines at, work. Maximum effort.
Get him out of here. Let's go.
We go to the bottom of the 7th, and Arkansas Tech has been able to, we've talked about how aggressively they've played over the course of this tournament, Blake. Well, it's on full display today with stolen bases.
They know what they're about. They are aggressive in the box. They are aggressive on the base paths. They take care of business in terms of getting themselves into position.
So the bottom of the 7th is on the way now, and we are looking at a new batter right now. As a matter of fact, for Monticello, it'll be Logan Jones coming in. Jones is a sophomore, stepping in now at the bottom of the lineup there, stepping in for Cordova. Logan Jones, a sophomore from Hallsville, Texas. A swing and a miss in the first pitch that he looks at. Jones batting .264 on the season. Swings at the second pitch. One hop to first. Barely corralled right there, and you have to give a lot of credit, by the way, to Schwenke for, you talk about step in front of the ball. That's exactly what he did. Went off his chest, able to make the toss, and one down here now in the bottom of the 7th.
Always keep the ball in front of you. You can make plays when the ball is in front of you. If you let it get behind, there's some trouble.
Top of the order now as Rock Hawthorne comes back up. Hawthorne has the trifecta in the outfield as he flew out to left, then flew out to center, and to make it complete, flew out to right in the first, third, and fifth innings respectively. Blakey's run out of outfielders to fly out to, so I'm sure he'd like to get a hit with this at bat.
He's going to try his best to get down to either get those line drives down a little bit quicker or get those slow rolling grounders through the infield. He needs a base hit in the worst way.
One down here as the Boll Weevils trail by 6. Hawthorne has been patrolling right field quite well over the course of this time here at the final site in North Little Rock. 2-2 now the count as he watches a strike there and puts that one in shallow left center. It will drop. And Hawthorne was rounding first, as it looked like Cabranes might be a little more casual in going over to get near second base at the time, and Hawthorne rounding first there. And as you mentioned, Blake, he finally got one to drop.
Hit one into no man's land. They don't ask you how, they ask you how many.
So one hit here in the bottom of the seventh, excuse me. It will bring up Camden Tanner. Now, Tanner in the first two games hitting .667. Today hitting only .333. How cool is that when you walk up to the plate and say, it's only .333 on the day. The numbers he's done, freshman of the year, puts that one into center. It's going to be deep. Stopping at the warning track and coming back is Jones, and so Tanner will take a seat 2 down.
I'd like to know at this level how some of these guys approach it. Do they think in terms of one at bat at a time? If they're in a slump, how much does that affect them versus when they're on a hot streak, how much does that affect kind of how they think?
It's a good question. I mean, Tanner has had quite a streak. Has to feel a little bit more confident here. Kirk Wolf, RBI double in the previous inning. Hawthorne still at first with 2 down. And Wolf lines that to the hot corner. Easily grabbed by Bard. 1 left on, 1 hit, no runs scored. We're done with 7 here in North Little Rock, and the Wonder Boys still looking strong.
How to spot a boll weevil. Boll weevils are a fascinating species. They're known to travel in packs, are highly intelligent, and can thrive in any environment. Each and every boll weevil is unique, and they have unique opportunities. But they all share one common trait. Every boll weevil has a bright future awaiting wherever they go. And that's how you spot a boll weevil. Learn more at uamont.edu.
Christian education pushes you to diligence and excellence in all that you do.
We're establishing this foundation where the students can then go and do the things that they want to do.
Everything we do, everything we touch, everything that we try to teach our students revolves around Christ.
It's about cultivating passion and a desire to do something significant with your life. You found a vision for your life, and I think that's where students really lean into their inspired purpose.
Blake, I think minor league ball teams, are they required to have train themes? Because so many of them do. It's pretty cool. I think it's neat because, it's a throwback then to when the trains brought the teams in.
It is a pretty fun thing. I mean, most young kids love trains. So why not come to the ballpark and get your ride on a train?
I don't think I qualify as a young kid anymore, but I still do love the trains.
I bet if you and I went out there between games, we could probably get a lap in.
That would be cool. Need to get some concourse time. Haven't done that yet. Nice concourse here at Dickey Stevens Park. In the meantime, it's the 8th inning, and Arkansas Tech is doing what it needs to do to extend its GAC tournament run in 2024. Wants to get the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. That's on the line, by the way, for the champion of the GAC in baseball. And we go back to the top of the order. Marcos Cabranes flew out to center in the 6th inning. This is his 5th at-bat here this afternoon.
McDaniel's still out on the mound for UAM, and he has now thrown 67 pitches, 68. That was the first one of the inning there. Only one man out there stretching, maybe doing a little bit of plyo workout in the bullpen. Looks like Cabranes got hit.
That is the case. So he'll take his base now.
I know we spent a lot of time talking about hit batsmen this week, and we spent a little time yesterday talking about the running sleeve. But did you know, Joey, that if you have that running mitt in your back pocket and leaning out and it hits it, it is not a hit by pitch because that is not a part of the equipment.
Yep, valid.
It's just a interesting
one of those interesting baseball rules that if you don't read the rule book, you don't have any idea. You think it hits you, and you're like, oh, I'll take a base because it's connected. No, you don't. Not if it hits that in your back pocket.
Coach Harvey having a discussion now with McDaniel on the mound. And it's going to be enough of a discussion that it's going to bring in some help as we see another black and green jersey trotting to the mound. We'll take a break. We'll come back and tell you a little bit about the new player in just a moment.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but there's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, every moment brings you one step closer to what comes next. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question, what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days, I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character.
Looks like somebody's either on their way to or on their way back from a travel ball tournament this weekend. I love the high socks, the kid in the middle. I'm a high sock guy. Not a high sock guy, the new UAM pitcher, Ethan Gardner. Left-handed, wears number 11. He's a sophomore from the small town of Woodlawn, Arkansas, a high school baseball powerhouse. How many 2A championships have they won over the last couple of years? I could not even begin to tell you, but I know that they are playing in the semifinals over at Palestine Wheatley today of Class 2A baseball tournament. Gardner, this is only his second appearance of the season, and it is his first, Joey, since March 27th when he went an inning against Ouachita, gave up 2 hits, 2 earned runs. So he has had no decisions and an ERA of 18. And he throws a first pitch strike.
Blake, you got to have arms potentially for the next game. And that's where Monticello is right now.
I think you'd rather throw a younger arm like that here than in that deciding game.
Well, and this is also, I think, another testament to the fact that you always have to be ready. I mean, you never know when you're going to get called on. This not an ideal situation for Gardner. However, he had to be ready.
So that ERA will drop quite a bit. We'll see exactly how much.
Well, it was at 18 to start, so there have been ERAs that have been higher.
Should be down to about 12 if my math is right.
Logan Schwenke now batting, and again, I mean, got roughed up against Ouachita a little bit. Hadn't seen time on mound since March. You come to the conference tournament. It may or may not even be in the back of your mind. That could be in the front of your mind of, you know what, I may not see any time here, but you got to be ready. And Coach Harvey's calling on him. And whatever happens in this point, as that one goes foul, whatever happens from here, you know, Coach Harvey can see, hey, this is somebody, all right, we're looking ahead to the future. He's come out, he was ready. He performed for us at the conference tournament level, and you look into the next season. He's pitching for his future right here.
Not a bad start. I thought he got already down to 13.5.
Schwenke on the day with a walk. stolen base. An RBI triple. It was 0 for 2 prior to that 4th inning. Now the count at 2-2. Cabranes a lead, and he'll go back as Gardner's going to keep him in check there at first. Top of the 8th inning. And Cabranes is going. Another stolen base attempt. And another stolen base. Did you settle on a number, Blake? Was it 5 or 6?
It was 6.
It was 6, so that's number 7. Thought it was 6, and I hadn't been thinking about the one that Schwenke had earlier. But yeah, that's number 6, and the 5th player now for Tech with a stolen base recorded this afternoon. Schwenke, a hard cut. He will take a seat. That's out number 2 here in the top of the 8th.
Boy, a nasty back foot breaking ball coming from that sidearm. Starts nice and just dives off the table. A little curveball action there. That back foot, that is the kids would call that a sword-worthy pitch.
Is that what the kids are calling it nowadays?
Allegedly.
Okay. Nick Jones now batting. Jones had a single in the 6th. Brought in 2 with that single as well. Jones with 3 RBI on the afternoon today.
Ooh, and that is a hard matchup for a left-handed batter to watch a side armor from the left side. Comes across his body on the delivery. A nasty first pitch breaking ball there, and one to follow with that.
Jones, 1 hop. Cripps, the throw is in time, and the inning is retired. Fly out, ground out, strikeout. After Cabranes was hit by a pitch, he'll be stranded at second. No runs, no hits, 1 left on. To the bottom of the 8th here on the GAC Sports Network. We'll have some adjustments for Tech and Monticello as the course of this inning goes on. Tech a little bit different look now. It'll be Bunton in center field, and he comes in for Shane Poe. Grant Jones will move from center to left field. And Blake, this is actually, I mean, we've seen it already twice in the tournament. It's been kind of the course of action for Tech over the course of this season. Bunton comes in, but you see there he's got some notes as to what's going to happen with these next batters. But he's been coming in, if you will, in relief in the outfield over the course of this season for Coach Dawson.
He has, and in every game of this tournament for the Wonder Boys, he has come in as a defensive substitution in the late innings. He's only gotten 1 at bat in now 4 games. But he is not in the lineup right now to bat. He's in the lineup to play solid defense in center field.
4, 5, and 6 in the order for Monticello. CCC in the lineup. Chaz, Chase, and Cade. Poppy, Cripps, and Kinsella, as we've been mentioning them. Chaz Poppy 0 for 3 on the day. Flew out to short. Lined out to second. Flew out to right. And the catch is made at the line. How about that for Rinaldo? As Poppy flies out to right once again. And for the 3rd consecutive time he's been at bat, he's the leadoff out as a great catch by Keaton Rinaldo.
That's a tough catch going over. You're not sure whether you have a wall to contend with. You start on the track, and how many steps do I have? And Rinaldo just opened his glove up and made a great catch.
Chase Cripps has a pair of singles in the second and the sixth, flew out to center back in the fourth. So 2 for 3 on the day for Cripps. He has scored a run as well. It was the only run on the board for Monticello for 5 innings. He was left stranded back in the sixth. Monticello as a team hitting .267 today off of Mason Willis, and just continuing to grind it out. Willis hasn't pitched a complete game yet this season. As Cripps, slow grounder to throw. The throw is in time from Bard, and now 2 down.
If he keeps inducing weak contact, he's going to stay in the game and save that bullpen. And there doesn't even seem to be much serious going on down in the ATU bullpen.
No, it's just a game of catch right now. I mean, it's barely even any warm up. We talked about that a little bit earlier as JT Cafferty as well as Evan Gaunt there in the bullpen, and I think they're just having a conversation right now. It's just a different place to have a little talk. Somebody bring a couple of Dr. Peppers out there and sit back and watch the rest of this game.
114 pitches now for Willis, but as long as he's not hurting and not giving up big hits, he's going to get to stay in this game. Looks like he'll stay in for the 9th, too.
Exactly. He induces that pop up. 1, 2, and 3. A pair of flyouts and a ground out. And Willis is putting together a fantastic game to script for Arkansas Tech as they want to move into an if necessary game. They're on pace for it right now.
Hey, what you doing this for? Just out here for recreational purposes? Working, man.
Mission today is to work hard until you can't go no more. It's always a team mission. Can't get nowhere without the team. It takes everybody.
1, 2, 3. Yes, you better be open. You better be open. Man, listen, man, listen. It's only one attitude that you gotta bring. Let's go. That you need to bring. Work. I mean, we come out here every day to get better. If it was easy, everybody would do it, man. We work out on the street. You feel me? We the best in the nation. We outwork y'all. We outwork anybody. We always grinding, always getting better. Every time I come through these lines, no matter where these lines at, work. Maximum effort. Get 'em out of here. Let's go.
Monticello maybe making plans to be here for a few hours longer than they wanted to right now. And Tech coming back up one more time. I think insurance runs have already been put in place, Blake, in this one. 9-3 the score, but one more opportunity for Tech to come up. It'll be Oleo, Rinaldo, and Bard. And it's been an effective afternoon, and to have everything go as we were talking about in the 8th coming into this one, everything going to script, and that includes having your starting pitcher out there for 8 complete. I see no reason for him to not go out there in the 9th.
Save that bullpen, give him just a little bit more rest. Now you've got to imagine if, obviously, there's a pretty good chance you'll go to the if necessary. You've got Horton that'll be relatively well rested after yesterday. Shahan should be ready to go. And then you've got the other guys. You've got Murray and Gaunt that went on Thursday. There's no reason that you don't have all hands on deck here, and that's just credit to Willis is how strong he's been today.
He really has, and with the confidence, especially with that 6-run 4th inning, I mean, it's just that much more confidence. You know the team has your back. Oleo watches a strike there, 2-2 now the count. And Oleo lines just over the head of Garrett. And he'll reach base. And with every hit, the amount of time Willis is going to stay out there just strengthens.
more rest, time to keep that arm warm. Sure he's nice and loose, and 6 runs a pretty good cushion to have. You saw him give up 2 there in the bottom of the 6th, but since then he's been lights out.
Arkansas Tech has left one on, only one on in 7 of 8 innings. One left on base in the 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Not more than one, only one. And I think that also, you know, is reflected on the scoreboard, the fact that they've had 9 runs and 10 hits. That one popped high for Rinaldo, and it's going to fall harmlessly into the glove of Garrett. Garrett had to jump, missed that one a little bit earlier. That one he steps over and makes the grab. 1 down. And Olea still at first. Brendan Bard on the way now.
That may be the highest pop-up we've seen so far. You could not see it past the overhang, and it's not a very big overhang above where we're sitting. The ball was hit way up in the air.
Brendan Bard had a single and scored a run back in the 4th. That big inning for Tech. Other than that, he's 0 for 2. Reached for the fielder's choice back in the 5th inning. 5th opportunity to come to bat today.
Pinch runner at first base, it looks like.
There we go. Runner is Aaron Hogue. Hogue is a junior for Arkansas Tech. Played his ball previously at North Arkansas Community College. Junior from Clinton. Swing and a miss there from Bard. Hard cut. Count goes to 0-1.
We saw Hogue run yesterday in one of the Arkansas Tech wins. He'll make another appearance here today.
That one will be pulled over the netting, left field side. 0-2 now, the count with 1 down. Tech trying to get through this lineup for a 5th time today. Bard batting from that number 7 spot.
Ball was outside. I'm not sure what the UAM fans are wanting there. You're not going to open it up in the 9th inning.
Toss back to first, not going to be in time. Against Monticello this season coming in, Bard hit 176. Played in all 4 games. It's the bat on that one, fouled the other direction. So trying to straighten things out here. 2-2 the count with 1 down. And Hogue at first. He's doing what he can to keep the attention of Gardner. And Bard just staying alive in this one now. Making contact. That one well outside. No way that was going to break all the way back in. It tried.
Gardner's thrown a lot of 2-strike breaking balls. We'll see if he goes the back foot, tries to go the back door, or if he goes with a fastball running in on the hands.
Full counts, and that one will go outside as well. Runners now on first and second as Shane Poe will come to bat again.
Tried to go back door, just didn't get around it enough. Let it go on the side, a little too on top. Got it to break up and down, but not side to side like he needed.
Brings up Shane Poe now. as he reached by way of an error a little bit earlier, had a couple of stolen bases. And actually, that is Brendan Bunton. Forgive me. We're not used to talking about Brandon Bunton, at least batting. You mentioned a little bit earlier, Blake, he's had only one at bat, even though he's come in for fielding purposes. The throw to second is going to be in time, not enough to turn two, and so Bunton will reach by way of the fielder's choice. And a runner at third as Hogue made his way over there. Decision there at short, gets the easier out there, and 2 down, which ultimately it's all right if nobody scores. Get that third out here in just a moment. Take care of business. And Cole Dawson represents Tech, making it through the lineup 5 times complete. Good afternoon for Dawson. 3 RBI double. Single after that. 2 stolen bases. He scored 2 times. This time hits it to his counterpart. Garrett, the throw will be in time. Got him. No run score. 1 hit. And 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the 9th, and Monticello with 1 more opportunity in this one. We'll see how it plays out here in North Little Rock.
Hey Future Readies, are you interested in a career in business? Henderson State University offers bachelor's and master's degrees in business administration and certificates in analytics, marketing and communications, and nonprofit management. Visit hsu.edu/degrees to see the full list of degree opportunities. We are here to help you be ready for what's next. Contact us at admissions@hsu.edu or visit hsu.edu/readies to apply today or schedule a campus visit.
SWASU has been saying that the focus is you for 20 years. Now that I'm here, I know my voice matters.
It's a true home away from home where the professors really do put the focus on me and my dreams.
At SWASU, it feels like they are cheering me on with so many ways to get involved, like social clubs,
sports, quality academics, and great people who care about your success. For real, the focus is on you. Open the door to your future at SWASU. Go Dogs!
What a day. What a day Mason Willis has had. I mean, this is one he'll remember for a long time. Looking to be able to throw the complete game here. He has the run support to do it. We'll see if he actually is able to pull this one off. He's retired the last 5 batters he's faced and retired 8 of the last 9. And here we are with 8 complete. Blake, what a day.
It is, and an interesting change defensively for Arkansas Tech here. Cabrones has gone behind the plate. Leia can presumably rest his legs a little bit for that, if necessary, game. And Luke Ray has come out to second in his stead.
Garrett, Dorrance, and Cordova 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup, and Garrett does what he can to make Willis's day even that much shorter. 3 unassisted, 1 down, and Parker Dorrance comes to bat. Dorrance ground out back in the 6th inning in his last at bat. He's 1 for 2 on the day. 1 for 3 actually. And he swings at the first pitch. That one's deep to left center, and back to make the grab is Jones. Grant Jones moved from center to left, and he makes the catch. 2 down now. And Mason Willis is 1 out away from taking the win in a complete game in a conference championship game.
This will just be his 4th pitch of the inning.
How about that? Monticello just playing into it. Cordova, the 4-3. And this one is now officially in the books. And how about that? What a game for Mason Willis and the Wonder Boys. We're going to take a break, be back here in just a moment. We'll wrap things up, and then we will set the stage for the If Necessary game, which is on the way. Back here in a moment on the GAC Sports Network.
If you're not at home, where else would you be? Not the kind of home you're familiar with, but the kind that helps you become them. Or them. The kind where you become a part of a community that builds you up. A community that doesn't just give you the answers, but helps you discover them for yourself. Home is where the mule riders are. When you're a mule rider, you're not walking down a predetermined trail, you're blazing your own. The world is full of unsettled questions with so much to explore. Enter it with full reins of knowing who you are, where you come from, and what ignites your flame. Here at home, you have no limits. Reach for the stars and don't stop there. As a mule rider, you decide what's possible. Stop imagining what you could do and do it here. Think bigger. Think faster. Let's ride. Don't worry, you're not far from home. Because home is where the mule riders are.
Arkansas Tech, for the purposes of the GAC tournament, lives to fight one more game. A 9-3 victory over Monticello in this one, and a big day and a big win for Mason Willis. Blake, as he goes the complete game.
119 pitches, and other than the bottom of the 6th inning, an outstanding day on the mound. Just got through the 9th inning in 4 pitches. He is going to have a well-deserved rest here, and that bullpen, who got the well-deserved rest in this game, will be able to come back really strong, and that almost gives Tech an advantage that it's going to be pretty significant as we go into the next game.
Mason Willis gets the win, goes to 4-1 on the season. Maxim Brakovich goes to 3-7 on the season with a loss. First pitch of our final game of this tournament is scheduled for 3:05, and we will be back for that. Arkansas Tech 9, Monticello 3. Back with the championship game here on the GAC Sports Network in just a moment. For Blake Smith and Sam Roop and the entire GAC Sports Network crew, I'm Joey McWilliams. We'll see you in about 30.